Right guys, just a little video about the RO change. So I'm at the stage where I want to get a new 4040 membrane fitted. So I've got the aluminium frame. So some have the you might have the plastic one, for example, but this is what I've got here, so I'll go show you on this one. So when you change these, really all you've got to do, forget the inlet side. Alright, you don't need to take the inlet side off, just leave that on there, unless you want to give it a clean, which you might do, but I've never done that and it's not really affected any of the system at all. So I just basically take off the outlet. So your outlet is where your waste comes out and your pure comes out. Now what is a good idea with these particular ones is always to use some Vaseline. So if you use Vaseline, put loads of Vaseline around this. That will help you to put this back on and to take off in the future when you have to change again. And obviously put some around the inside of this as well, so it can open easily. And if you do that, these are a lot easier to get off. So all you've got to do is you've got to take off your clamp, and then you can pull this out by hand. I just pull this out by hand with this Vaseline around there. This pulls out by hand. It's not easy, but it's easy enough just to pull that out. And then once that's out, the actual membrane, basically all I do is I just get some grips and I grab hold of this and I just pull it out. So just grab hold of that and then just pull it out. That'll come out of the housing nice and easy. What I'm going to do obviously is just clean all this up, and then redo the Vaseline and then put the new membrane in. Now talking of membranes, I've got a couple here. So this is the one that I had in there. This is a Starray 4040. I don't rate this. This has failed quite quickly, so I'm not too pleased with this membrane. But maybe you get what you pay for. This was £160, this membrane. Now that's either cheap or not cheap to you, I don't know. There's so many membranes out there, it's ridiculous. But what I've gone back to is I had an Axion, which is the Axion HF4 4040. I think these are the best filters to probably buy brand wise. These are, what are these, made in the USA. These obviously are some sort of Chinese or Japanese brand. I had loads better flow out of this and better parts per million out of this, but obviously I think, to be honest with you, I reckon I was just in a rush to get a membrane, and I got one locally and I got this, but I've been very disappointed in this particular filter, so that's gone with. I'm not going to buy them anymore. I'm just going to stick to these Axion membranes. I think they work a hell of a lot better. So if you're thinking about purchasing one, maybe go for this. It does cost more. This, I think this was £262, so it's not particularly cheap filter, is it? But look, it is a business expense, isn't it? And it makes plenty of water, so it does a lot of work. Probably for, I don't know, maybe 18 months you might get out of these membranes, probably, depending on the water usage that you do. Hopefully, you know, I'll get 24 months. That would be nice, and then I can change it again. But that's just one of the costs involved in window cleaning, isn't it, in water-fed pole. So yeah, once that's done, so what I'll do is I'll slide that into there, clean this up, Vaseline, put it back in, and that is really basically a membrane change. There's nothing hard to it, it's very easy to do. And then just basically connect all your fittings back up, make sure they're all tight, make sure there's no leaks, and then off you go. You can start your production. And obviously you're going to have to flush this. I'm not particularly sure how long flushing. You could maybe do 20 minute, half an hour flush on it, possibly. I think people have sometimes done hour flushes and stuff, but I don't know. I'm not really sure whether an hour flush is needed, to be honest with you, possibly with it being new, but I'll leave that up to you guys. 30 minutes to an hour possibly, but when you're using these on a daily basis, then a 5-minute flush to start off with, and then a 5-minute flush after production, that's plenty to flush these membranes, and the rest of the time let's make pure water. Now another thing, if you do buy the Axion, on this one the direction of flow is seen. You can see an arrow, so you know obviously the direction of flow. So with this particular one, obviously the inlet is this end, so obviously I put that in first, and then the outlet is the other end, so that's where the waste and the pure is. Obviously the Axion doesn't really say, it's not got no arrow on it, so which end do I put in? Well, it's quite simple with the Axion. If you look here, this end, this white rubber piece here, that white end is your inlet. So that's where the water comes in, and the water obviously comes out the other end. So the black end is your outlet, which is where the pure comes out and the waste, and then this is your inlet with the white rubber end. So obviously for me, because I've left the inlet already in, I will just put that end in first, push it down until it pushes right into the fitting at the end, and then I'll put the cap on this end and then tighten everything up, and then it's back to normal. So that's it. And then I might do a video about some of my system. I've got now booster pump etc here, a new address I'm living at, so I might just show that as well, and all of this system in place and working. Alright.